this lecture, first, if you could be able to describe how the People's Temple initial membership grew so rapidly, recognizing Jim Jones's role in the matter. Second, if you could explain with examples how the members of the People's Temple became manipulated by Jim Jones. And third, summarize the downfall of the cult, including the turning point in Guyana. Okay, so did you all watch the video clip that I sent you? Just to get a little background, get you guys interested, see what's going to happen. Just a little disclaimer, a lot of this stuff is graphic. I'm going to show a video, which is an audio clip at the end. If anyone's uncomfortable, you could go through and leave because it's kind of crazy to think about. So just a little debrief from the video. In Redwood Valley, Jim Jones had created an environment that definitely fostered acceptance of many different groups who at the time were oppressed and neglected, and he held powerful services that drew people of different backgrounds into the church, and they all had different histories and in their hopes of attaining total equality. And many members who had prior issues, such as drug issues, as you saw in the video, before felt that they were spiritually healed when they entered the church. And what was not in the video was a recruitment process where members were able to get into buses and they toured the entire country, and they would preach the benefits and ideals of the church, and by doing this, they were able to gain a lot of members, and they had a huge congregation after this. A lot of you said you were interested in some background on the leader. So Jim Jones, in his childhood, he had an abusive alcoholic father who was actually a member of the KKK, and when he was younger, a lot of you might know serial killers had the topic of killing animals when they were little, but he actually spun it into creating an entrepreneurial burial service where he would kill his friends' pets and then charge them to have a burial service for them, which is very twisted. Later in life, he married his wife, Marceline, and they were the first family in the state to adopt a black baby, and they then adopted a Korean baby after that. And his father issues can probably be reflected in the way that he ran his cult and his acquisition for power. He required a lot of the members to call him father or daddy, and he claimed to be a reincarnation of Jesus or Lenin as well. So move to Jonestown. During the summer of 1977, an investigative journalist was starting to raise questions of how the group was being run. So Jones decided to move them to Guyana, Africa, so he completely isolated them and tried to get them away from anyone who was questioning their practices. He paid the socialist government there with money that was collected from the members, and he promised that Guyana would be able to be a utopia where they would be able to practice their ideals safely and freely. Okay, so this whole section of brainwashing is not completely inclusive at all. I just want to highlight some things. If you are interested and you were interested in the video, there's a link at the end of the handout for you to watch it. It's about 120 minutes, but it has first-hand accounts of people from it, so it's very interesting to hear their side of the story. One of the ways that he brainwashed everyone was sleep deprivation, where he would keep his members up for entire nights where they would be doing chores and different jobs around Jonestown. And this put them into a different psychological state where they were in no mental state to question the practices that they were a part of. And one of the things I found most interesting were these faith healings that were done during the congregation. There's an example in the video where a woman who became wheelchair bound during the congregation, he said a couple words and then all of a sudden she was able to walk again. But this was completely false. It was like a secretary, and she was never wheelchair bound in the first place. He had also tried to heal people with cancer, but he would use things like chicken livers and stuff and say that they were tumors that were removed and stuff. So he tried to do this to gain everyone's faith back into the temple. And he also sexually abused a lot of the members. He would bring them into a room and have sex with them, but then when they were in the congregation, he would say that they seduced him and that it was all their fault, so that they would feel humiliated. So that was also very dark and twisted. And he also instilled a sense of fear into the members by saying that they would be invaded and taken away to concentration camps where they would be tortured. So to protect themselves from this, they had to live in a constant state of anxiety, and they would hold white nights where they would fortress the entire campground with knives and rifles so they could protect against people. But it was just drills to see if anything would ever happen. And suspicions began to grow back in California from where they started, because a lot of people were from California that joined this, and a lot of family members had gone up to Congressman Leo Ryan, and he was interested in social injustice and all, so he decided that he wanted to go on a mission to Guyana to see what was going on. And it was very difficult for him to get government access to be able to go to Africa for this purpose because they thought it would cause a big political uproar. So he was able to go by saying that he was just investigating the U.S. citizens that were leaving the country. So a lot of people they tried to get other politicians involved as well, but due to conflicts they weren't able to, but a lot of family members joined them and decided to go see what was going on with everyone. So they could help them as well. So this is very important. This is a turning point of everything for the People's Temple. So Congressman Leo Ryan had attempted to contact Jones several times to arrange a meeting, but there was no acceptance with him. So Leo Ryan decided that he'd bring the visitors over by plane to Guyana anyway. And the entire group welcomed everyone with open arms at first. They were excited to have visitors to see what was going on. Because in the temple it was a big, joyous event every day. They sung, they danced, as you guys saw in part of the video. And one member actually snuck a note to an NBC correspondent asking for help to escape. And a few others had mentioned their desire to leave as well during this time. And Congressman Leo Ryan said that anyone who wanted to go back with them was free to. And Jim Jones obviously was not having this, but he pretended that it was okay, that they were all on their free will to be there. And he was starting to think of the downfall of everything. After a few days that were spent in Guyana, Congressman Leo Ryan, the press, family members, and 14 members who had decided to leave the People's Temple decided to go back on plane to California. Among this group of People's Member defectors was a member, Larry Layton, who was a good friend of Jim Jones. And he was actually posing as a spy to see what was going on with all the people leaving and see what they were talking about when they were leaving. When they got to the airstrip, Layton opened fire along with the other People's Temple members who had escorted them to the airstrip. And here Congressman Leo Ryan and 4 others were killed, and 9 were wounded, and the rest escaped into the woods around the area. And this is very important because a congressman was dead, and everyone knew that something had to happen about it. So you guys all said that you had heard of drinking the Kool-Aid, but you weren't really sure of what exactly it meant. But I have a video which I'll show after, but sorry. Oh, that's okay. So Jim Jones knew that the cult would soon come to an end, and media outlets now had coverage on the group, and the congressman was dead. So to cover everything up, he decided that everyone was going to drink grape Kool-Aid that was mixed with cyanide, and he told everyone that they would soon be infiltrated by conspiracy organizations and that they would be tortured. So he encouraged people to die with a sense of dignity, he said that multiple times, for their purpose of protesting the conditions of an inhumane world. And 909 people died that day, which included children who were forced to drink cyanide from their own parents. And this was the largest suicide ever, and only 5 members were able to escape into the woods that day. There were 80 members who were not on site that day, who luckily missed out on this big tragedy. And after the suicide was over, Jim Jones was shot in the head, which appeared to be a self-inflicted wound. And the group became strong by encouraging a free spirit and total equality, and it was gone in a flash. And the largest mass suicide, which is also been nicknamed a murder, took place. And this is like the video. It's an audio clip that was recovered. There's a lot of information and videos, first-hand accounts from the People's Temple, including the day that they all killed themselves. The one's uncomfortable, I understand. There's parts of it. It's just like a couple parts of the clip. You can go to 3 minutes.
Violence and the violence should take it by force. Because you're going to get decide. So they'll pay for this. They bought this upon us. And
that's fine. 3 minutes.
They're trying. They're going to relax. The best thing you do to relax, and you have no problem. They've robbed us of our land, and they've taken us and driven us, so we try to die with a degree of dignity. Lay down your life with dignity. Don't lay down with tears and agony. There's nothing to death. It's like Max that is just stepping over in another plane. Don't be this way. Stop this hysteric. This is not the way for people who are supposed to, the communists, to die.
And if They're like a 4 minutes.
No way for us to die. We must die with some dignity. How could you limit all they do is taking a drink to go to sleep? That's what death is, sleep. Yeah, but I'm tired of it all. Hey, you don't fail to follow my advice. You'll be sorry.
6 minutes.
You'll be sorry.
This is actually a 45-minute clip in total. I think they are commencing.
When you commit suicide, we commit an act of revolutionary suicide protesting the conditions of an inhumane world.
So that's obviously the end, but do you guys have any questions regarding it? I know it's really dark and morbid and very unlike me.
Well, about the clip, did he actually record himself giving the speech, and that's how they were covering it, or?
I don't know exactly why that was recorded, but if you watch the documentary, it's all first-hand experience. There's a lot of videos. I think that, I don't know if there was news cameras at his gate that actually got this, but there's a lot of audio from the entire time that they were in Jonestown and in California. There's videos, there's audio clips, there's letters. There's actually a letter that was written to whoever found all the bodies, and it was someone that had killed themselves. And they wrote a letter, and it was like, to whoever finds this, gather all the tapes, gather all the evidence, don't let this happen again. Like, don't let history repeat itself. It's pretty crazy to see, like, everyone that was involved. And in the video, there's actually the 4 members who escaped and others who were members of the People's Temple. It's their accounts of how they got into the cult, and they never thought that something that was supposed to spread equality and love for everyone was going to turn into something like this, but they got in too far, and it was just done.
I'm a little older, I remember this. Have you heard that phrase, drinking the Kool-Aid? Do you hear it used by people in my generation? Or is it people in your generation?
I think both.
Because I hear it being used even now, as recently as a week ago, and I still find it so offensive when people use it, because if you think about the origin of the phrase, it's not something you should commonly use.
Yeah, the top ad was actually caused a big controversy because some alcohol tried to stir up something, but they're like, we're like a cult with better Kool-Aid to die for, and they played upon it, but it's 909 people looked up that day, so it was biggest loss of death until 9/11. That was not because of a natural disaster.
It's been the subject of a lot of analysis by psychologists and sociologists and anthropologists. And still, as I listen to the presentation, I still think, how could something like that have happened?
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable how someone could be that so influential and persuade so many people to do that.
If you think about his followers, they were in need of looking for, they were trying to find that
They wanted a
utopia.
It was at a time where there was so much oppression of different groups, so there were people that believed in equality, and it was a place where they could practice that equality, and they felt welcome in that space. If you guys are interested, the video is the Google Doc, the Google video at the end of it is an hour and 20 minutes. You can see the whole thing. It's really very.
Thanks, Sarah.